At my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget.
Tonight on News 46, an electrical fire causes havoc for local businesses.
Super Summer Theater has their last opening night of the season.
Nye County Sheriff's arrest 2 for theft. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Jason Koblenz. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, Pahrump. It's Friday, September 6th, 2013. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Jason Koblenz for News 46.
Living Art Tattoo on Highway 372 was damaged by fire in the early morning hours. Around 3 a.m. this morning, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies responded to a structure fire on Highway 372 and West Street. A passerby reported seeing smoke coming from this business called Living Art Tattoo. Fire crews were able to enter the building from the front window, which is already broken. They found heavy smoke conditions inside and a fire to the front of the facility. This morning, News 46 stopped by to see the owner, Brian Jones, who was devastated to see what damage the fire had caused his business. Brian had moved his family here just recently in the past year from Tennessee, following his dream to open a business right here in Pahrump. Brian told News 46 that he will be opening in another location within the next week. We will let the public know where Living Art will be opening up at. Until then, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis has told News 46 that it appears that this fire is electrical in origin and that the state fire marshal is still conducting their investigation. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Super Summer Theater held their final opening night of the season. News 46 spoke to the producer and an actor of the Mel Brooks comedy, The Producers.
It's opening night here at the Spring Mountain Ranch for the performance of The Producers. We're going to speak to the producer and one of the stars of the show, Joe and Glenn.
Well, the show is the most Tony Award-winning show in Broadway history, written by Mel Brooks, and it's about a down-on-his-luck Broadway producer who finds out from a nebbish accountant that he can make more money with a flop with a hit by bilking his investors, and it's funny.
Yep. 11 Tony Awards?
Something like that.
It won, I think, every acting award that it was nominated for.
Absolutely.
This is opening night. I know you guys are really excited.
Which is one of the songs in the show.
Here we go. Very good.
My character, I play Roger Debris, the, we'll say effeminate director. That's eccentric, yeah, we'll say that. That's hired to direct the horrible Broadway show Springtime for Hitler. And then obviously the comedy ensues from there.
A popular choice. Tell me a little bit about how the rehearsals have been going and how long you guys have been doing the rehearsals.
Well, rehearsals have been going great. We've been rehearsing since the last couple of days in June, I believe. Does that sound about right?
We started with choreography.
Yeah.
Our music director was already involved in a project, so we didn't get into music until about a month in. So we already had choreography worked on
and
with
scenes.
backing tracks. Yeah, so we were well into the show before we even started touching the music. The last week's been rough here, though,
because of the weather.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're hoping it holds.
Yeah.
How large is the cast?
25. We have ex-Rockettes in the show, ex-strip performers, and veterans.
I was gonna say ex-strippers, no.
No. Ex-performers on the Las Vegas Strip.
Oh, that would be me.
Yeah, Glenn's one of them.
How about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you guys have done before in your past and maybe what's even coming up next.
Well, for me, I've actually been doing theater since I was 10, so that's been a very long time. And I went to school for directing and worked professionally as an actor and director throughout the country, and now I'm here working a real job, but doing this.
You took a directing class once.
I did take a directing class, yes.
Yeah.
One time.
I've been doing theater for about 15 years. Started with Second City Improv. So I've been in a few strip shows, mostly filling in for people when they go on vacation. Yeah, I've had some real good opportunities with Joe. This third show I've gotten to do with him, so he certainly knows which direction to push me.
For more information on Spring Mountain Ranch's Super Summer Theater, you can find it on the web. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Definitely a good show. Get down to Spring Mountain Ranch and watch that. It's going to be playing for 2 more weeks. 2 men have been arrested for suspicion of copper wire theft. Arrested were Saul Villanueva and Fred White, who allegedly admitted to Nye County Sheriff's deputies that they stole the wire from a semi-trailer located at the Amargosa Senior Center and attempted to sell it at Pahrump Recycling, who declined the sale. The suspects were able to sell the wire at Pahrump Valley Disposals Recycling Center, in which records from the business shows that Villanueva apparently has sold copper wire at this facility on numerous occasions prior to this date, according to the report. They have both been arrested and are being held on $10,000 bail.
Well, are you thinking about LASIK surgery? Celine MacArthur reports on this popular eye surgery after the break.
Easing LASIK patients' fears.
They have an irrational fear of blindness.
New techniques that cut the risk, next on Prescription Health.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46. If you're tired of wearing glasses or contact lenses, you've probably at least considered LASIK surgery. Each year, about 700,000 people undergo the laser surgery used to correct nearsightedness, farsightedness, and astigmatism. But many are still skeptical. Celine MacArthur explores some new techniques that cut the risk. And if you're a bit eye squeamish, you may want to look away.
This health tip is brought to you by Humana.
Visit our local office in the Pahrump Valley Junction Shopping Center or call 775-727-0871.
For 13 years, Chelsea Vandemark's morning began like this.
I would look at the alarm clock, and all I can see is just blurry. I can't define between a person.
Tired of wearing contacts, she considered LASIK, but was apprehensive.
Benefits are I can see gray, the risks are something goes wrong and I can't see ever again.
It's a concern ophthalmologist Sherry Rowan hears often.
We really do like LASIK today. We wish that we could get rid of the fear factor.
In fact, she says contacts can be much worse.
If you have an infection from a contact lens and it's in the center of your eye, there's nothing you can do about it. You've lost vision.
Dr. Rowan says lasers are safer and more precise than ever.
There's not a lot of high-end risks anymore like there used to be.
A study of over 3,000 LASIK surgeries performed using a femtosecond laser for flap creation had a complication rate of less than 0.5%, and all complications were taken care of during the same procedure.
The laser is better than anything we've ever had to create a perfect flap.
Studies from the American Academy of Ophthalmology report 7 out of 10 patients achieve 20/20 vision or better following surgery.
The predominance of patients walk out and say, I'm only sorry I didn't do this 5 to 10 to 20 years earlier.
Go get it. Chelsea is one of them. Her vision went from -450 to 20/15.
It's definitely worth the money.
Now she can set her sights on other things, like playing fetch with Coco. I'm Celine MacArthur reporting.
When we moved in, it was from this all the way.
Well, custom LASIK can cost upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 per eye. And even with LASIK, most people over the age of 40 will still need reading glasses. To know if you're a good candidate, doctors must evaluate the severity of your prescription, your age, and how thick your cornea is.
A federal judge ruled this morning that he is unable to issue an injunction to prevent the end of joint operating agreement between 2 newspapers since there is no signed contract. Attorneys for Las Vegas Sun publisher Brian Greenspun had asked a U.S. district judge to issue an injunction blocking an offer from Stevens Media, the owner of the Las Vegas Review-Journal, to buy the Sun newspaper and internet interests from Greenspun and 3 family-member trustees. The rival newspapers have separate editorial staffs but are published and distributed together under a 1989 joint operating agreement overseen by the U.S. Justice Department. The deal was revised in 2005 to publish the Sun as a daily insert in the Review-Journal. The deal likely would end publication of the Sun and give ownership of the Stevens Media website LasVegas.com to Greenspun companies that already control the travel booking website Vegas.com.
Well, 13 patients who underwent surgery this summer may have been exposed to a fatal brain disease after their surgeries were performed using the same potentially contaminated medical equipment. The specialized equipment was originally used to operate on a patient now suspected of having Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. The now deceased patient had neurosurgery at Catholic Medical Center in Manchester, New Hampshire. The only way to confirm the illness is with an autopsy. The New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services announced Wednesday that it is monitoring 8 patients who were operated on with the same equipment for signs of the fatal brain disease. Normal sterilization procedures don't get rid of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease proteins, according to the department.
3 people in Colorado may have died after smoking synthetic marijuana. The Colorado Department of Public Health has launched an investigation into an outbreak of illnesses at hospitals that may be tied to the dangerous substance. Initial reports show approximately 75 people who reported smoking a form of synthetic marijuana may have been seen at hospitals in the Denver metro area and Colorado Springs beginning in late August. Several individuals were in intensive care and 3 deaths are being investigated as possibly associated.
And they say that if you have that drug, spice it's called, that you are to dispose of it because they're not sure if the actual drug is contaminated. And spice is an incense, you know. So
I didn't know that.
well, we did a whole report on it, and it's actually does get people very sick. The thing is that if you have any spice, that they're asking for you to dispose of it. We'll be right back after this break.